This is what's called a midget. The reason it's called a midget is shorter than a big sprint car, a big car. They first started racing midgets, and they raced them all the way up through the 50s, 60s, even today. But the midget was first, and then as they called them in the beginning, the big cars, or the sprint cars, were next. And the difference is the wheelbase. The big car has a V8. Some of the midgets had flathead V8s. They put Corvair motors in them. They put Volkswagen motors in them. The Chevrolet four-cylinder was the big deal they put in them for a long time. This one has a 2-liter pinto motor in it. And they went through a phase, they were using pinto motors in them. And they worked out real well. This one has a single 4-barrel on it with a 4-cylinder engine. Everybody asked me, well, that's way too much carburetor for that thing. Well, that 4-barrel is only 390 CFM, so it can handle the carburetor with no problem. The car, when I got it, had been sitting in a pole barn with this half of the car sitting out. Well, this half of the car was terrible. That half of the car was in good shape. So I got it home. We didn't know what kind of motor was put in it originally. Nobody could tell us. So finally we figured out the bolt pattern and put the pinto motor in it. Got it home, went through it, restored it. She's 11 years old now. She was 6 then. My 6-year-old granddaughter kept telling me, Papa, this is my car. She says, I will paint it gator colors, and I want this car. So when I did it, I painted gator colors. She also said, I want a gator on the front. And so that's what I did, was put the gator on the front. And this guy, Paul Hedrick, is the one that does my painting. I don't do the drawing. We paint the cars, but I can't do the gator and Strickland backtrack racing and all that. So this car, one of the problems we had with it when we first got it was an alcohol car. And when I take the hood off, you'll see it has a radiator that's about 12, 13 inches wide and not much taller. And alcohol runs cooler, so this car had no problems. We run it on gas. It was also a dry sump oil car, so the radiator being as small as it was, I used a dry sump tank and filled it full of water and pump it through the motor, which makes it run cooler. And it worked out quite well. This car is a ball to drive. I mean, I have a good time driving it. It's like driving a go-kart. When you turn the wheel, it turns. Plenty of power, but not overpowering. It's perfect. The number on the back, number 6, it had no numbers or anything when I got it. So I have 6 granddaughters. I put 6 stars and put each one of them's name in the star. And Paul Hedrick did that also. I've driven the car quite a bit and never had any real issues with it. And the hood comes off like this. And this is the 2-liter pinto motor. The car is very stable because when they built it, they built the front end very wide. It handles great. This is the radiator I was talking about, how small it is. We had to build this plate to run into the motor where the gooseneck was, and the water runs in through here. Then it runs off of the heater that runs back to the dry sump tank. We run it from here back. And it's kind of a unique engine. It's a 2-liter. Ford still makes a 23, or did make the 2300, which is almost identical to this. Externally, it looks the same, but nothing on the outside interchanges or fits. I plan to race this car some more. Right now I haven't got time, but I love it. Probably after the first of the year, we'll get it up and running again, and I'll race it again. So that's my midget that I really like.